Hello everyone, hope you're all having a great day. It's been a little while since I've uploaded a video. I would be uploading more music, but I did something to mess up my computer and it bugged the audio. So making music is a pain now. Whenever I get back to uploading songs, I'll probably be uploading stuff I've already made and just want to share. Sorry for those who wanted the Undertale song, but you just gotta let it bake in the oven for now. For other videos like gaming and whatever else I feel like uploading, I've been busy in real life, so my focus on making YouTube content hasn't really been the biggest. I am so grateful though for all of the support that I've gotten on my songs recently, especially over on SoundCloud. I'm really surprised that the JX1DX1 Old Chase theme remix started to get really popular. But really, thank you all so much. It's my most popular song now as of today, with the Infernus Monochromatica being the second most popular now, which that's the one that got me my fame today. So seriously, thank you all so much for the support. I just love uploading songs that I made and seeing people enjoy them a lot. So I hope I can make more music again soon, but for now, I'm just gonna have to make other content. Now, enough of that. Let me explain why I'm actually making the video. The whole reason I've decided to put a lot of time into this one. As you've seen by the title, I'm a Forsaken fan. I think that's been very obvious with, all the stuff that I've put on my channel so far. I've been a fan of the game since February of this year, and the gameplay loop itself is pretty fun compared to a lot of other games that I've played. Most of the time it's fun, sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but I've got my personal reasons. The gameplay loop is the main reason that I have kept playing the game for so long. But that's not relevant right now to what I'm going to be talking about. If you've been a fan of the game as long as I have, or even shorter than that, then you know Forsaken's not exactly a game that doesn't have drama. A while ago, Forsaken was owned by a person called Soul Driven Love, who was going by that name to get past some drama that they had in the past. They were known as a robotic developer back then, and they created Friday Night Bloxham, which is a game that me and my friends played quite a bit. They eventually gave ownership over to Hitoko and Basil, who are the current owners right now. I'm not going to get into any drama before like the stuff that's happened recently. So if you're interested, there's plenty of videos to go look up. Basically, just know that Soul did some bad things, and Hitoko and Basil are the owners right now. Flash forward to today, and something's been going on recently. It's mostly with the Forsaken team. I'm just going to be talking about my thoughts and opinions on the drama rather than explaining it, so I'm going to put some pictures up of what's been happening. You can pause the video and look through them if you'd like. So, yeah, go for that if you'd like. But in short, Imperfect, as shown in the picture here, mentioned about Soul trying to reach out to them, and it evolved into Forsaken team members getting fired because they were talking to Soul and reaching out to other people, being like messengers for Soul. The main team member that started all this was Kaiser, and when someone talked to Basil, who's one of the owners, about this, Basil basically said, we don't really care if he's talking to them as long as they don't spoil stuff for updates. This is just ridiculous, dude. It's kind of crazy to see that they care less about the safety of people, and they don't even care about the safety of other people. Or at least they don't care so much about the safety of other people. It really just takes me off. There's plenty of videos online that explain why Soul is a bad person and why you shouldn't really talk to them or associate with them. But the audacity of Basil to treat it like it's not such a big deal is crazy to me. Alright, let me go on about the explanation. So basically, Basil said that they weren't going to fire Kaiser because of this, or anyone else that was talking to Soul. And then they decided to go against their word, and they did end up firing Kaiser and everyone else that talked to Soul. This caused quite a lot of backlash towards Basil. I mean, many people thought that while talking to Soul was pretty bad, nobody deserves to be fired for it, right? Like, at least they wanted they wanted Basil to at least just demote them, or like give them a warning. Not, they didn't want to demote them, they just wanted a warning towards Kaiser. Basil currently refuses to make a statement about why they chose to do this, and Hitoko hasn't made a response about it either. The last screenshots that I'm going to show reveal a leaked conversation between Hitoko and Basil in a server of some sort, and apparently Hitoko didn't do anything about the situation before the drama either. He was essentially doing what Basil was doing. Since I've got quite a few screenshots, and also to just extend the time of the video, extend this time as much as I can so I don't have to talk for so long, I'll just let the screenshots roll out. Whew, okay, so that was quite a few screenshots, but I hope everyone kind of gets the story now. Alright, so now I gotta figure out a way to yap for a few minutes, but it'll be alright. So, let's see, where do I start? Well, my first thought is that this is just a crazy, horrible reaction to drama. You know, like, I think they really shouldn't have decided to fire those people. I'm with everybody else who thinks that it was like really unnecessary, but I don't know. I'm not really surprised either, to be honest. If you've been in this community long enough, then you know that Hitoko and Basil are horrible at replying to drama and stuff like that. They usually always have, if I had to summarize it from my own eyes and from also the perspective of other people, they will see drama, they will address it, they will reply to it poorly, they won't really give full answers to everyone's questions and stuff like that. They're a little secretive, basically, which leads people to want to leak stuff that they say. And then, let's see. And then they'll usually post like a teaser or something to get their minds off it. Like, as of recording right now, this one, I will be honest, is a little granted, since they had planned this way before the drama even started. But they posted a teaser recently about that new Halloween skin coming out. Yeah, that one, which I think everybody's been interested in seeing, kind of. I mean, I'm still interested. I'm still going to take a look at it. But, I mean, really, I get it. They're working on a game, right? I can't really get mad at them for that part. But, I don't know. I feel like they really should have taken much more time to address drama. You know, they've got an entire team of people. Then again, I'm going to be honest, there have been a lot of people who are leaving the community too because of all this drama. It's just a really unsurprising kind of thing for me. Like, I'm trying to think of what other drama they actually have responded to poorly. There was, I think it was probably, oh man, I don't know. I ain't gonna bring up drama because I'll let you all, I don't want to hog views or like get attention or anything, which is why I kind of took a little while to make this video while the drama was happening. But, you know, if you guys want to learn more about what they've done, just go look it up on YouTube, like I've already said. Ignore my dogs if you hear them barking in the background. I'm a little lazy with working on this video, so I just decided I'm not going to cut that out. But yeah, this is just really upsetting stuff, especially for fans who have been playing the game probably since like around its release date. I know there's a lot of fans who are just like disheartened and just like really upset by this, like me. I usually get upset when there's drama and when there's allegations around them, but this has kind of been my lowest. Main reason is because this has been like the third or fourth time that they've done this exact same thing. They've, you know, like I said, they'll see drama, they'll poorly address it, and then they'll just show teasers of the game to get people's minds off of it, kind of. I feel like they could do a better job at regarding drama, really. It's just, this has led me to probably one of my toughest decisions that I've had to make regarding games, really. There haven't been a lot of games where it's gotten so bad that I've had to like just make like something to let some people know that I'm leaving. You know, I wouldn't ever do that because any games before that I just wasn't popular on YouTube at all. I've had this channel for a long time, mind you all. Coming up to a year now. That's not too long, but for me that's a little while. But that decision I was just talking about a second ago. So I've had to make the tough decision. I'm gonna quit Forsaken. I won't be playing any like knockoff Forsakens, or not knockoff Forsakens, but like copies of Forsaken, like the Forsaken sandbox game that everyone's been talking about. No, I'll be done doing that. I don't want to quit right away because I feel like that's just kind of that's a little too drastic for me, honestly. So I made a rule. If Forsaken gets new owners by like before the end of the year, I will consider staying in the community or coming back, depending on when it happens. Because as long as Hytoka and Basil are the owners, I don't really want anything to do with the game. But I don't want to like be a buzzkill. I wanna like play the Christmas update because I never played Forsaken during Christmas time, and I never got those Christmas skins and whatever. So yeah. To put it in short, I'm quitting Forsaken after the year's over. Unless the game gets new owners, then I will consider not leaving the community or coming back to the community if I already left it. This one, believe me guys, this was like kind of tough. I've thought about leaving Forsaken a couple of times before, but I just didn't. And I've had to think about this one for a bit, and I was just like, Jesus, I'm just kind of so mad at like the response to some of this drama and stuff. It really sucks to see, man. I've been a fan of asim horror games for a while. Well, let me rephrase that. I've been a fan of asim games for a little while. Can't really call Forsaken horror anymore. It's not scary. Never really has been if you consider some of the stuff that's been uploaded since the beginning of the game. But yeah, I've been a fan of asim games for a while. I used to watch a lot of Dead by Daylight back then. Got out of it. My friends started playing some asim games, and I really enjoyed it. I played the Disaster last year, and I was playing it this year before it got removed, which is sad to see because that's just when me and my friends stopped playing it. And then the one game that got me and my friends to play a lot of asim, Pillar Chase. Pillar Chase 2 was a really fun game back then. I really don't agree with some of the newer updates. Like PCX is really a nightmare. I'm glad that they got rid of him because it's made the cast just a lot better. Because like half of the lobby isn't him anymore. But Pillar Chase 2, as of right now, it kind of has had problems too. Like there was one time I was playing a killer round. I was playing as Balam because I actually kind of like him as like a character, and I kind of like his moves a little. I like how he's like what PCX could have been, you know. Quick speed, but less stamina, and he's just able to kind of do whatever he want to do, you know. But he's not like busted or like heavily used. I don't see anyone ever use Valem, and I think that's for a good reason. Because when I was playing as Valem from 1 kill round, I got completely owned. Like I was chasing someone for a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and this was on the updated camp map, and like, oh my god, that timer went down so fast. After I got my first kill, I had 30 seconds to go and kill people. It's just really busted. It really scares me. Sorry if you guys hear the people in my background. I don't live alone. Yeah, Forsaken just is not. I know it sucks to sometimes be nostalgic and stuff, but yeah, I'm kind of nostalgic for the days when Forsaken wasn't like this poorly owned. The owner back then was like bad, you know, so he's not good. We should agree on that. But Hitoko and Basil, I've given my trust to them multiple times, and they just have kind of broken it, really. Alright, well, I think it's about time that I start talking about some other games, because there have been a lot of other games out there that I like playing. Definitely more than Forsaken too. A couple of them are new ones, a couple of them are ones that have existed for a hot minute. So I won't be recommending this next game that I'm talking about, because currently in its current state right now, it's a nightmare. Hopefully it gets its update soon, because we've been waiting for a while for it. But let me talk about Outcome Memories. So I haven't gotten this far on the script yet, but I will do my best to try and yap, since I did most of that, like half of that last section, pretty unscripted. Outcome Memories. Oh man, I gotta be honest, Outcome Memories, whenever I'm not struggling to be the killer in this game, it's actually really fun. I think it's really fun with my friends, and I've had some good moments on it. The reason that I say not playing the killer is because Outcome Memories kind of had I had a pretty positive release. It's kind of like turned from, it's like when a fruit ripens and it'll rot eventually, you know? That's kind of like what happens when you leave a fruit out for too long, not doing anything with it. It'll just over-ripen and decompose and be gross. That's like what happened to Outcome Memories. It had, sorry, that was a really weird stutter. Outcome Memories has one killer in the game currently. One playable killer. John Rage Mode. I think everybody loves him. 2011X is his actual character name. I think that was pretty obvious, but John Rage Mode is just kind of a funny name a lot of people like to use. He was the only killer released to the game so far, and he kind of sucks now. I think a lot of players have noticed that, is that against a well-coordinated team and people who just stick together, he kind of is weak. Let me talk about something else instead of that, because I don't want to sound like I'm being completely negative. I think Outcome Memories, the survivors are pretty fun to play as sometimes. That's just my personal opinion. My favorite character to play as is Metal Sonic, because he's like a constant stunner. He'll go in, he'll stun the Executioner, as they're called in this game, and he'll heal himself and just be able to stun over and over. His stun uses HP, which is why he's able to heal himself. But he's kind of fun to play as for me. Ignore this really bad gameplay. I'm just like watching it over, and this was a sad game for me as Metal Sonic. I didn't win, by the way, just a spoiler. Alright, let me not get off topic. When I rant too long about one thing, I'll start to get a little bit off topic. So, Outcome Memories. It's got 7 survivors right now. Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, Metal Sonic, Amy, Cream, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Almost every single character has an ability that stuns the Executioner, except for Cream. Cream cannot stun the Executioner. She is the healer of the group. She'll heal the team. The game is really teamwork, it's really teamwork heavy. Like, you got to work as a team if you want to win the game, which is what most people do nowadays, and is the reason why most killers don't win. Because if a team works together well and the killer doesn't play right, then the team's just gonna win. The executioner, these are the killers in the game currently, as I've already stated multiple times. 2011X is the only one in the game right now, but in the next biggest update that they're doing, they will be releasing first 2 characters, Colossus and Tripwire, or that is this game's version of Tails Doll. And then in a patch, they will be releasing Supersonic from the Fleetway comics, which I think is a pretty cool character to add. He seems really hard to play against as a survivor. I think that most of these killers are just like breaths of fresh air for people, because 2011X, he's not the strongest character. He relies heavily on picking apart certain survivors, like picking them off from the team and going after them. That's what he relies on, really, is when a survivor isn't being helped. When a survivor is helped, he's pretty weak. Like, when there's at least 3 people together, it's tough for him to be able to get a kill. But Colossus is a very, like, he's like a crazy, I'd say he's a rushdown killer is what he is, because he works best when he just chases people like crazy. Tripwire, we don't really know yet. Tripwire is like a trapper kind of character, but they do other things too. Fleetway Supersonic, he also rushed down, like extremely powerful, but he has a health bar. So basically what you want to do is you want to deplete his health bar and get him killed. He is able to bring it back up though using certain moves. Just a little reminder for people who don't know anything about outcome memories. I think the game's great. It definitely actually has really good aspects. Map design, I'd say, is like a B tier. The music is absolutely S. This game's soundtrack is phenomenal. It's one of the main reasons that I like the game so much. I just love listening to the music in it. And especially, I love listening to upcoming soundtracks too. Those are awesome to hear. There's not a whole lot more for me to mention. Let's see. Playing Survivor, it can either be good or bad. It's really team dependent and also map dependent. There's certain maps on this game which are good and pretty alright. There's one map in particular which I think absolutely does not need to exist. It's called Not Perfect. Not Perfect has a void, which if a survivor falls in, they take like 30 something damage. And if the executioner falls in, they respawn all the way back to where they spawned on the map. Yeah, it really sucks, that map. But it's pretty... You can use it to your advantage as a survivor. Like, you can knock the XE into it, or you can jump into it too if you want to avoid taking high damage from certain abilities that the executioner can use. I wouldn't advise it though. Just do it like once or twice, at the max twice. Let's see, playing against 2011X is kind of a pain because, let's see, it's not really a pain. Most of the people who do play him are kind of sweaty people, as I like to call them. They're the people who are able to really use him right and like strategize correctly. I think that's just me being a complete wimp and a loser because I just don't like the way that this killer plays. But, he's kind of strategic minded, and he's also good at picking apart lone people. That's like his biggest strength, is picking people who are alone. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about. I've already mentioned that multiple times. I'm just like really trying to extend the length of this video because I completely cut it to be way longer than I was anticipating it to be. Let's see. So, yeah, next update, they're releasing 2 killers and then 2 new survivors, which they're like supports and stunners. I'd say one of them is they're definitely like, one of them is a stunner, but also they work good on their own. One of them is a stunner, and one of them I'd say is like a support, but also a stunner, because you know, can't have too many stunners in the game with a character who really sucks at not getting stunned. 2011X, he's got a rage mode. So basically, what he does is when he gets stunned enough, he can pause the timer, and you're forced to have to try and survive against him for the extra time that he gets. He gets probably like about over a minute and a half ish of time, somewhere around that. All right, let me stop talking about gameplay because I've already yapped about that enough. The outcome community is something. I would say it's got an amazing development team. People are there so kind. They're awesome. They give content for us all the time. They show us what they're working on all the time, and they just talk to the community. They do awesome things. They're all just awesome people. No drama there. The only drama is really around the community itself, because I feel like it's got an opposite community to Forsaken. Like, the dev team kind of stinky, but the community is pretty cool. The outcome dev team is pretty cool, but the community is stinky. Like, there's been a lot of drama in the past, but we've talked enough about drama today, so I'm just going to be talking about, like, the community itself. It's just full of people who are, like, begging for the update, which I get, you know. They've taken forever to get this update out. The game came out in, like, July, I believe. So it's been a few months since we've had a major update regarding characters. People are just waiting for it, but these devs take their time to work on the game, so I hope you all can just be patient for the update as well if you're a fan of the game. Now, on to the next game, because I've ranted long enough. Okay, so Die of Death. I was originally going to talk about this one as an alternative for Forsaken, but I'm just going to be explaining the game and why I just think it's more, why I enjoy it more than I have recently with Forsaken. No comparisons or anything. I'm just going to be talking about the game itself. The only reason I'm doing that is because Sosfi, the creator of Die of Death, has recently stated that he doesn't want anyone comparing this to Forsaken or anything, because this is just like a project he made for fun, nothing to compare to other big games like that. So he just made this one for fun, really. That was all he was doing. I don't think he was like trying to get as many like people to be playing the game as there are. Although I will agree, the game is kind of fun to play. It's got cool characters, a cool concept for ASIM. It's not horror, it's just ASIM, and it's meant to be in like a goofy kind of more retro style. I just really think I love the way that it portrayed that. It's really awesome. I love how it's not meant to be taken so scarily seriously. I've got my own personal problems with taking ASIM games very seriously and getting upset at unfairness, but let me just tell you right now, Die of Death is a really, I would say, not fair game. It's not meant to be fair or anything like that. It's just meant to be something to have some fun on. Oh my god, sorry. I was eating a muffin earlier, so my throat's a little dry. It's not meant to be taken so seriously because it's just a silly game. It's not meant to be fair or anything either, really. It's just, you know, try and enjoy what it gives you, you know? Which I do enjoy it. Playing a survivor, sometimes I feel like I get a bad rap as killer, which isn't a problem, you know? Just a warning, if you ever want to try and like take killer seriously in this game, is that sometimes it's not so fair. It's got a very interesting cast of characters for killers. So killers, they've got Pursuer. Pursuer is essentially like the equivalent of Slasher for this game. All melee range. They do have an ability that allows them to speed up and like catch people by surprise. It's their invisibility, or I guess I don't remember what it's called, demonic pursuit or something like that. No, that's xXthecurseXx. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of like every ability in the game, but basically he goes invisible and he catches up to people. Pretty simple. You've got Artful. Artful is an interesting killer. He's resource management. So basically he places down items in the map and he's got an ability where he can take the item and repurpose it to do something else. So like he puts down walls to block off entrances. Well, he can take that wall and he can turn it into a projectile that deals damage. There is Badware, who is a snowballer, so basically try and set up computers, defend the computers, set up more computers, deal more damage with more computers that you set up, something like that. That's the killer I try to play the most, but he's the hardest to get a grasp to, so I wouldn't recommend him if you're a newer player. I'd probably recommend like Artful or something like that. You've got Harkin. Harkin is a very rushdowny killer. So she's meant to just go chase people, and she has a passive which is a noise meter, so it gives her buffs when her noise meter is filled. And then lastly is Killdroid. He's all melee. He's all like ranged and mind related. So he places down bombs that when people walk through them, eventually they'll go off and cause damage to whoever's walking by them, if they're close enough. And then his M1, he just shoots a missile, and that's literally like he can't swing attacks at people. He just shoots missiles at people, which is like it's crazy. And then yeah, that's really it. Survivors, they get 2 abilities. They get a choice of 3 cards. Each card has 2 abilities on it. And really, that's just a fun game. It's got game modes that really make it insane and enjoyable. I think soon they're going to be doing a big update where there's a new killer and a new ability. So we'll see how that goes. But it's probably the game I'm going to be playing a little more compared to Forsaken, just because I like how like silly it's meant to be. Alright, so this next game that I'm mentioning is it's an honorable mention, I'd say. It's one that I would give a try when it gets more polished and it becomes a little more developed, basically. It's a game called Baldi Frenzy. So it's a ASIM game where you've got students who are playing against Baldi, and they've got to go around, collect notebooks to bring down the timer a little bit, collect items. They've got an item slot which like is allowed 5 items max. Stamina bar, you know how it is. Timer's pretty long, I'd say. It gives Baldi a fair amount of time to go find people because he can't normally find people. He's got to listen out for doors and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's actually really fun too to me. I think it's a really fun game, and it's got lots of potential. And I've been having a lot of fun playing it recently. I want my friends to play it, but I know that my friends, they're probably gonna be like, "Oh, we don't really want to play a whole lot of more ASIM games," because yeah, we play quite a few ASIM games, so that's fair. But I just hope that when some of those ASIM games start to not get as popular, I'm gonna recommend the Baldi game to them because it's really fun. I think they recently did an update where they added a game mode called hide and seek, which instead of a normal Baldi, it's this weird creepy dude who's chasing you. You can see him in the footage right now. Sorry if the light's like blinding or causes any issues. I don't want to mess with I don't know how you say it, epileptic viewers. Hope I said it right. I got to play on that one, but like I got so jump scared by the killer because I was like, oh my god, where did he come from? I don't know, the game, I just really like this game because it seems like it's like a really fun thing to do. Same thing as like Dive Death, it's not meant to be taken so seriously. I look forward to seeing it get a lot more updates. I would talk about Baldi Frenzy a little more, but there's not a whole lot more for me to say. It's got a customizable, you can customize your Baldi and your student, as you can see in the footage. It's got a few limited items, so if you like being a collector, you should definitely go buy those. But yeah, you're allowed quite a bit of customizable freedom. Like you can color Baldi's, you can color the skin color, the shirt, the pants, the shoes. You can color freaking Baldi's hair, his little singular hair. Have you always wanted to do that? Because that's awesome to do. Besides that, there's not a lot in the lobby to do while you're waiting. You can just really like spectate other players. jump around, practice the controls. It's very mobility based. That's another thing I like about it, is that, you know, speed is required to really play well, rather than the slow walking and running that Baldi's actually has, because that, I feel like that would definitely be kind of lame. I like how fast paced it is, you know, just run, jump, like crouch, crazy stuff like that. It's really fun to me. Let me go look at my list of other games to talk about, because that's enough Baldi Frenzy. I don't have a lot of footage of any more games, just Baldi Frenzy and a little more Forsaken is what I got. Let's see. Another game recently that has released that I think has potential but is a little like meh right now is Doom by Fate. So that game released, and I saw footage of it before it actually released, and when like only certain people were allowed to play it to show off what it'll be and to get some hype around it. So it's very much like Forsaken, you know. You got a few characters. You have a decent amount of killers. Not a whole lot of like survivors. You start off with the bacon hair survivor and the cool kid killer, which is they have an interesting take on cool kid. He definitely uses hacks in his abilities. Like he uses something to give himself a speed hack, and then he's also got like this weird gauntlet that he uses, which is a very hard to hit move. But I would definitely say that in my personal opinion, the bacon is such a bad character for the starter. I know you get money pretty quickly, and the survivors are pretty cheap for that money, but it's just like, I don't think anyone ever wants to be playing bacon, ever. The only good thing that bacon can do is shine his light at the killer and semi-blind them, and that's really it. He doesn't have much else to do. He's got a self-heal ability, and he's got a radar, which kind of meh with the, you know, terror radius that the killers all have. Cool Kid is definitely quite a strong character. I've seen some people who already use him like a pro, and basically it'd like be close to like really hard to play against him if people know exactly what they're doing. Then again, I think it's easy to like go against him depending on the maps too. If he's got a wide open map, he may kill you all. But if he's got a map that's got like a bunch of ramps and stuff, then yeah, it kind of sucks. Some of the survivors I feel are a little BS. Like there is what's his name? There's two characters which I believe there's one character that I know stuns. So what they do is they've got I think it's like a gun. They've got a shotgun. I think it's called a soldier or something. And he's got a gun. It's like a shotgun. And it's pretty quick stun. It's like comparing it to 2x dagger, you know? The second you use it, it immediately stuns. So it's pretty easy to get hits on killers with it, which I think is kind of unfair. I feel like the windup should be a little longer. Just give killers a chance at dodging it. Not too crazy, because then, you know, it'll be like easy to dodge, just like how a bunch of other sentinels are easy to dodge. But there's the brawler, which I think he's got, I don't know what his exact moveset is. I just know he can throw sand at the killer and kind of like slow them down or something like that. I don't know if it's a stun. I don't have a problem with that guy. It's just that them paired up with the army man. Oh man, it friggin' sucks to go against. But I like how you do the generators in Doom by Fate, because yes, Doom by Fate has generators you gotta do to bring the timer down. But they've actually got slow puzzles that you do, which I like it a lot more than having to do the quick puzzles. You know, the quick, easy like puzzles that you can do in like 10 seconds. You basically, it's like the you take the colored wires and you connect them to the corresponding color, and they're like mixed matched, and so you gotta like use a little bit of brain work to figure it out. It's pretty cool. And then after that, you have to pull on the thing to kind of start activating the generator. I like that. I like that interactivity a bit. I kind of wish there was something else to do, because I get bored of seeing all of these ASIM games have a generator to do. I would like how Baldi's, you know, they've got on certain maps they've got other objectives to do. Like on the campfire, the campfire ground map, whatever you want to call it, you don't have to go collect notebooks. You actually collect firewood, you collect coal, gasoline, fuel for the campfire, and you have to keep the campfire running. That's what you do in that game, or on that map, I mean. And then for the Wild West map, you have to, instead of collecting notebooks, again, you actually go collect plungers, and you throw them at targets and hit enough targets. I think that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Let's see, any other ASIM games? There's not really a whole lot of other ones that I can think of. I will say, I definitely recommend giving Spectral Fades a chance. If you don't know what that one is, it's essentially like a remake of the Disaster that someone's working on currently. It's definitely got like the Disaster kind of feels to it. I know there's already the one Disaster game, that the Disaster Eclipsed or whatever it's called, that's got like updates with a bunch of different killers and stuff, and I think that one's cool. My computer personally can't handle it for some reason. Originally with the Disaster, it likes to crash with that, and also Eclipsed. So I don't know what that is. I play Spectral Fades. It's a work in progress. It's got cool models, and it's got kind of banger chase themes. It's got pretty large, crazy maps. But the killers kind of play pretty similarly to how they did in the Disaster. And when I say that, there's only 2 killers. Just regular SonicEXE and Colossus, because we all love Colossus from the Disaster. Come on, guys. Colossus has his charge. He's got his block, which in this game can block every attack. I believe in the Disaster it couldn't block all attacks, but I might be wrong. I never used it in that game a lot. SonicEXE is also similar. He's got Spin Dash, which I think works a little differently. Rather than being put on like a specific time limit, I think like a pretty quick time limit, you're allowed to kind of have some like space, or like not space, you're allowed to have some time to wind it up and choose how like much strength you want to give it. He's also got homing attack. So basically what that does is you can use it to kind of boost yourself up to other areas. I don't know, it's kind of cool. You can use it to boost it up or do just a little bit of damage. It's probably better as a boost. It's got a few survivors. It's got Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, and Cream, if I'm correctly remembering. Cream is not a healer in this game. You don't heal in this game. You just do your best to survive. The hitboxes are a little janky in this game. Like, as killer, I have to be precisely my body on top of their body in order to get hit sometimes. But, you know, what are you going to do about latency? Not much, really. So, that's not a problem with me. I've been improving at the game, too. I love playing EXE in that game. Like, regular SonicEXE. I love it a lot. Alright, so I'll try to keep this next section a little bit short. Let me see, how many minutes? Yikes, I don't believe I'm going to be talking for another 10 minutes. But I don't know, I really talked about a lot today. Expressed a lot on my mind. Like, I'm going to be quitting Forsaken, there's a bunch of other ASIM games. Let me just tell you, you don't have to like ASIM games in this day and age. I know it's pretty fun to have teamwork and then also have someone going against that team. But you don't always have to play those games. Like, there's other games that I've enjoyed playing. Like, there's a burger game I found recently that my friends played, which I actually was like, huh, this is pretty fun, actually. I enjoy getting a little bit into the groove of cooking and whatever. Yeah, you don't have to play ASIM games, okay? If you want to play it to like fit in, you don't have to do that if you really don't want to. I just think personally it's a fun genre. That's probably why a lot of people play all these games now too, is because they like ASIM. But you know, just saying, if you're playing ASIM, all these ASIM games just because people are playing it and they're not that fun to you, then don't play it. Go find other games. Roblox is full of other games. Like, I like to play Minesweeper games in my free time. Which, I mean, might sound lame, but Minesweeper is kind of cool. Okay, I like using my brain to be smart in stressful games. Alright? But you know, just because I'm leaving Forsaken doesn't mean you have to either. I really thought about staying and playing like Forsaken Sandbox, but literally like a day after I joined that game, which seemed drama free, there was some drama. Apparently Basil joined the game, and or not the game, but joined the Discord server, and was talking about, hey, we need you to take out like a lot of these, which that really sucks. Because I liked the original stuff that game was like the game had. I really like the original stuff the game had. Sorry, I love this. I love the song currently playing. I love Meat You're Making. I wish that they still had a bunch of the old soundtrack in the game, but sadly they don't anymore. No, you know what? I just won't hold y'all. I'll be working on music soon. Whenever I get my computer fixed or get a new one. And I'll see y'all. Yeah, screw it. I'm out. I'm just gonna be working on life, but whenever I feel like uploading, I'll upload. So, yeah. Hope y'all have a good day, and see y'all later.